And the last one, which is the big one, is, restaurant owners, like Jimmy and I've done it. We know you don't have time to do all this stuff. I mean, if you're trying to, you're trying to grow sales any way you can. So you're actively involved in the restaurant. You're trying to develop your business so someday you can maybe step back a little bit, which means you're working with your people. You're constantly looking at numbers and crunching numbers and calculating food cost and labor and paying bills. And, we know, it's an 80 to 100 hour a week job. And, it's like, that's real. And that's like, that's when, if you don't do the math, don't ever do the math on how many hours you work.
Never, ever, ever, ever.
Ever, ever. Rule number one, right? Never, ever, ever calculate your hourly wage as a restaurant owner. Because again, you're home on the crapper and you're thinking about it. Like my lawyer, on the other hand, he's home on the crapper thinking about my case, and I get a bill. It's like, it's different. It just weighs on you. I know, we've done it forever. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years.
Right.
So we know that it's difficult, but I'm telling you, if you want to guard yourself against your competitors and people that are actually maybe employing a little bit better technology and have some of the stuff that Jimmy and I are talking about figured out really well, like I'm telling you, you have to think that way. It is you against the world. It is hand-to-hand combat out there. It is a fixed bayonets.
Yep.
So I'm just telling you, you got it. This little bit of information that we're sharing tonight, we share it because it's probably the number one thing that I recommend to everybody that I coach and consult with across the world, is that you have the fundamentals of what we just talked about.
So true. So true.
I don't know what else to say about it. We'll have to talk about putting the Fab Four, Jimmy, the Fab Four. There's four things that you can do for your marketing. And if you do them really, really well, you'll crush it. So we'll have to, that's my teaser for our next one, Jimmy, is the Fab Four.
Fab Four. I love it.
Yep. So there's Fab Four. There's four things that you can do and you will master restaurant marketing.
Yep.
What else do you want to throw out there, Jimmy? Anything?
What's that, Jonathan?
Anything else you want to throw out there?
No, other than that last part about the restaurants and the marketing experts, restaurant guys are some of the smartest, and they get down in the mud more than anybody I know. And they'll go research about the Facebook ads and ManyChat, and they'll go look about direct mail, and they get overwhelmed with all this shit they could do. They just sit it on a plate. They just don't get to it. They get caught up in, ordering food or going to a networking meeting and all this other stuff. So they are unbelievably smart enough to do what we're telling them. They just don't know how to execute it. And I just wanted to wrap it with that is, sometimes you just need help. You need a coach.
Yeah. So one of the things that and it's a huge topic. It's one of the things that we cover, inside of my restaurant success system, because inside of that, we do a lot of goal setting. We do a lot of mindset stuff for restaurant owners. And I agree with you 100%. I think restaurant owners are the hardest working, some of the most intelligent people I've ever met. They're in most cases, I think completely underpaid,
yep.
In the sense that, for the amount of stuff that they're able to process and shift gears, you can go in the kitchen and, it can be on fire. You can be out there talking to a customer a minute later. Oh, all is well. How are you?
They're like,
and like, that's an amazing talent. I'm telling you, there's a lot of value to that in other industries that, you look at the tech world. I just did a huge thing in the tech industry, and I'm telling you that they can't do that. They don't even want to talk to people, right? They all build technology so they can hide. So if you could actually go and talk to people, imagine that.
Yeah, who would have thunk?
Yeah, so the biggest thing I talk about, Jimmy, is I think people run out of time. And I think that they have the best intentions, and they constantly are educating themselves, and they're learning, and then you dive into it, and then you get into it, and then, you look at the clock, and it's just like, oh my God, I got to get to Jimmy's baseball, and I got to go, take the wife on date night. And, it just, you have to find ways to automate things in your business. If you understand the concept and you agree with it, then find an affordable solution for somebody that can do it for you at the right math, and then go. Let them do it. If loyalty makes sense to you and all this, and this stuff makes sense, and you want an affordable solution, and you don't want to do it, then God, reach out to us, reach out to somebody, and automate the crap out of this. You want the best built by restaurant owners, you talk to us. But the reality is that anything, right? You're like any of these pieces of your business, your bookkeeping. That's another one of those things that I talk to people all the time about outsourcing, because there's people that will do that and do it well and better than you ever will. And they might even be doing 5, 10, 15 restaurants, which is fine, because you know what? They're financial experts on restaurants.
They get the language.
I don't know. They're going to tell me. Ask a question. They're going to be like, well, these other 12 people that I work with do it all this way. Would you like to do it that way? Yep. Sounds good to me.
Yep. So true.
Or,
That'll be another podcast coming up.
Yeah. So plenty we can dig into. I mean, we do time management stuff all the time. But anyway, Jimmy, I love the conversation. I love the passion that you and I both share for this stuff.
We love helping the restaurant guys, especially the independents. We're here to help.
And if there's any topics you guys want us to cover, if you want our opinion on something, cold, hard, brutal, honest truth about the reality of the situation, just throw it out there. Hit us on Facebook, find us, message us, shoot us an email. Email address is on the screen. Shoot something over, and we will gladly dig into any topic you want.
Absolutely.
I'm very opinionated. I got some shit to talk about anyway.
All right. I mean, they might not like what we say, but it'll be honest and true.
Yes, I agree. Jimmy?
Peace out.
Officially signing off, sir.
Me too.
Great conversation. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to serving you in the future.
Be safe. Be blessed. See ya.